It's finally here. Today on the channel, we've got the New Generation Ring Ultimate Edition Early Bird Special, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for something special today. Today we've got the WWE Mattel Creations Early Bird Ultimate Edition New Generation Arena Macho Man Randy Savage Ultimate Edition. Talk about a mouthful, but what a glorious day. What a time to be alive as he is finally here. But remember, for all your WWE, Mattel, and AEW Jazzwares needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. But the day is finally here. The Macho Man is finally in hand. Of course, we did get the arena. We got the ring. We got the entrance stage, the other Ultimate Editions. And we unboxed those, what was it, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago on the channel. What is time? Check out that review if you've missed that one, breaking down that whole arena. Check out the Doink and Diesel reviews as well. But now the Macho Man is finally here, and I think by the end of September, everybody is supposed to have this in their hands. I, of course, did pick up 2 of these, as I did get one for my loose set that we're going to unbox right here, and then, of course, I will have my mint on card version of this Macho Man as part of the Double Up Club in the Ultimate Edition line, of course. So very excited to do this review. We're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's take a look at this whole Macho Man. I will let you guys know he did come taped. He did come sealed. So he was taped up in the package like a traditional Ultimate Edition. If you guys remember back, the Diesel and Doink, they were not taped. So interesting there. I don't know what's up with that. I wish Doink and Diesel were taped in the packaging. But it is what it is at this point. But there it is, the Macho Man. Very familiar Ultimate Edition packaging. A lot going on here. Of course, you got the Macho Man. You got an extra set of hands. You got the monitors. You got the hats. You got the extra head, the extra cloth goods. There is a lot to going on in this package here. We're going to break it all down like we usually do. You got Macho Man on the side looking just like a rhinestone cowboy, some might say. Macho Man Randy Savage right there. And on the back, we get the glamour shots of in the ring and the action figure. We get the tail of the tape. We get the blurb. We got all the fun. Let's see what it says about our old buddy, Macho Man Randy Savage. Height 6'2" from Sarasota, Florida. Oh, very humid this time of year. Finisher, flying elbow drop. Career highlight, WWE champion. One of the voices of the new generation, Macho Man offered his insider expertise at the announce table alongside greats such as Vince McMahon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. However, a true ring warrior, well, what kind of warrior are we talking about here? Can only sit back for so long, and soon Savage returned to the ring. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you know, the Macho Man, of course, retired by the Ultimate Warrior. We'll never forget it, of course. But very, very cool here. There seems to be a little bit of reuse with this, but that's okay. That's the name of the game. But without further ado, let's crack him open. Let's see what's going on here. It says right here, a little Easter egg. We always see Macho Madness running wild. Other side, ooh, yeah. You got to say, ooh, yeah, of course, with the Macho Man. Going to pull him out of the package. Of course, we'll be saving this packaging here because usually I chuck my openers, but something like this, being special, being limited through Mattel Creations, you got to keep all the packaging on this. That would be the pro tip of the day there. Let's pop Macho out. Doesn't look like got any twist ties or anything going on. Keeping him locked in, so we got that out. And we're going to break it down with the accessories first, as we always do, and we'll work our way through it all. If we can get it all out of the package, though. There's a lot of accessories with this one. Which is pretty cool. I think that is pretty cool at the end of the day. Giving us more bang for our buck, as we know, with the old Macho Man. And we're going to break this down a little bit here. Of course, this was the early bird pickup, was this Macho Man figure. Now, we all saw the struggles of the ring. Of course, we remember the struggles with the ring. And they threw in this Macho Man as an early bird kind of carrot, saying, hey, if you guys get after it, if you get after it and ordering this, if you're one of these guys, by this date, you're going to get this Macho Man thrown in for free. And that is truly what set this off, made this a successful project. Without the Macho Man, I honestly believe this would have been a dead-in-the-water project. So I think it was a brilliant idea by Mattel at the time, knowing their fan base, knowing what was going on. Like I said, we did 2 breakdown videos a year ago talking about all this stuff. So check those videos out if you did miss it. Oh, we got the announcer set back here. Okay, very interesting. So you get this, but then behind it is this. So we'll break all this stuff down. Let me get this out of the way. Put that right there. But I thought that was a genius marketing move to get this thing funded. Now, most recently, as I'm filming this right now, unfortunately, HasLab has a Ghost Rider project going on. You've probably heard of it. Robbie Reyes, they tried to do the same thing with the Hasbro team, saying, hey, if you order by Friday night at midnight, we're going to throw this in. Unfortunately, that did not work for Hasbro. A lot of that has, and we broke it down on weekly purchases on the channel. They were probably hoping for the Mattel effect with this. They did not get that. There's a lot of reasons as to why they did not get that, but it was a very good part on Mattel playing it this way, and I think Hasbro said, hey, we'll do the Mattel playbook, and it just didn't work out for them. So it's an interesting business talk. Maybe one day on the channel we'll do all that. But let's break this all down here. Let's start with these accessories first, with the old Macho Man. A lot going on here. I guess we'll break it down to the hands first. There's no fists on Announcer Macho Man because he's an announcer. He shouldn't be throwing fists, I guess. We'll let this one slide, Mattel. But he's got two gripping hands on him. But he does get his ooh yeah pointing fingers here. Of course, the tape on the hands, all that kind of stuff going on. So very cool to see this. I always like those hands. I always like the personality fingers, and that's what it brings out there with the old Macho Man. Of course, talking about the announcers, you've got to have microphones. Now, we've seen these before with, I think, Vince McMahon. We've seen it with Mean Gene, Howard Finkel. Once again, getting the most out of your molds, but that's what you got to do. You got to throw this thing together, dangle that carrot, and that's what we have. But we got two of these looking really good. Always love those mics. And of course, it's the announcer set, so you need two mics. And you also need two monitors. Now, we've seen these monitors before as well. I'm pretty sure we've seen these. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we've seen it with the breakaway table and all that. So we've seen these two monitors before. But once again, get the most out of your molds. Makes sense with the announcer set. So two black monitors here. Got a screen. It would be cool if there was a little sticker or graphic there. I guess you could do that yourself if you needed to. But it's just plain by the notebooks. Monitors. You do get a headset. Always cool to get a headset. And this could be a first time in the line headset. For some reason, I remember the other ones that we've received in the past being differently. Now, I could be wrong on that, but this does feel differently, or maybe I just haven't touched those other ones in so long. Maybe that's the reason. But of course, you got the microphone going off to the side. The big old Boss style earphones there. Of course, now it's like all in-ear stuff in this day and age. But it was a different time back then in the 90s. But it does look really, really good. And then you get down to some shirts and stuff. And we got, well, let me pull this out here. There it is. Well, let's start with the hats. We get two cowboy hats for the Macho Man, just a plain Jane cowboy hat. We've seen this hat, I believe, in the past. Obviously, we haven't seen it in the silver black checkered pattern, so that is a nice little difference. And then you get the same hat once again, but very cool. They have the microphone headset stuck inside there. Not removable, I don't believe. Yes, it is not removable, so very cool idea here. You can really pick your poison with your Macho Man. You want him announcing at the table, have this. You want him just in the ring cutting a promo, he can have this. Very cool to get these two hats. I think that was a good play by the team. Let's talk about these real quick. Of course, two blue chairs, the standard back then in the 80s and 90s WWE. Same with the table, with the tablecloth. This table feels exactly to the Ronda Rousey one we got. What was it? Elite 65 maybe? Just like this, but instead of the red tablecloth, whatever you want to call it, we get blue. The chairs we've seen multiple times in multiple colors. I think the last time we saw these was maybe Survivor Series Bret Hart in that pink color. Now we get them in blue. So once again, very cool to have a very easy accessory to throw in with the total package, which really makes you feel like you're getting more for your money. So there you go. We do get a shirt for the Macho Man. Of course, we'll have glamour shots of all this stuff, as you guys know. But this is more of an in-ring shirt, where this is more of his announcer gear. Once again, it's black and white, kind of before the NWO. He was giving us some Easter eggs really early, years earlier, I guess. But it's got, of course, the frill on the side for the Macho Man. It's got the frill on the arms right here, where it's all cut, you know, the typical Macho Man gear. And then it does Velcro in the front. So you can't un-Velcro it, of course. It doesn't slip on like a normal shirt like the Stone Cold Ultimate, for example. But looks really good. Feels good. It has that kind of plasticky feel to it. Same as this jacket here, of course, another Macho Man jacket. Nowhere near the most iconic in the line of Macho Man jackets, I would say. We've seen a lot of good wear from Macho over the years, but this does look still pretty good at the end of the day. I do like this. It does look good. I like the tassels going on. Once again, he's got the black and white going on. He loves himself some NWO. Before the NWO was a thing, he was giving us those Easter eggs early. We just didn't pay attention. Maybe not, but it sounds good. But very, very cool. Of course, two heads for this Macho Man. And looking here, you know what I forgot? I just thought about it. His glasses. How bad would it have been if I lost these glasses? Let me grab those real quick. Rookie mistake by Kyle in the Ultimate Edition unboxing, but you get the silver black checkered glasses. Gotta have glasses with the Macho Man. He always wore glasses, as we know. Very, very good looking glasses there. But the heads on this Macho Man, what do we got here? We got a smiling kind of grit in his teeth one. Looks a little interesting. Very similar to that Eddie Guerrero in like Elite 95, 96 we just recently unboxed. Probably 95, I think it was. And then you get another Macho Man where he looks like he's kind of looking up towards the sky, almost a Debbie Downer frowning type face going on. I believe we've seen these head sculpts before, or at least very close to it. I don't have it right in front of me, but these do look very reminiscent. We'll do a little bit of comparisons at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. You'll want to see that for sure. But I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these, especially with the sunglasses on the head. It'll really make these look a little bit better. Macho Man looks weird without the glasses. It's very strange when I look at his figures. He always has to have his glasses on, and then I'm like, oh yeah, now it's Macho Man. Now it's Macho Man. But both heads are good enough. I think the smiling one's more of the announcer one. This would be more of the ring one, is probably how I would set these up. But still does look very good right there. All right, now the Macho Man. We got his jacket. We got his cool jacket. I'm going to yank that off right now, hopefully, without damaging it or anything. And we're going to be good. I'm going to grab that off so we can dissect this figure, look at the articulation, see what's really going on here with the Macho Man. Happy to report very tight joints on mine, very tight joints throughout, very good. Ultimate style figure, of course, so of course head removable, as we know. We just checked out the other head. Back and forth, up and down. A little bit of wobbliness to it, but not terrible at all. So it does stick. We do got the big old butterfly shoulders, which we love on the Ultimates. I just don't love them on the back. It just looks a little weird in the back to me at all times, but if he has a shirt on, something like that, it is all covered, of course. You do get the bicep cut, just like a typical Elite. Pinless elbows and double jointed elbows, of course. Hands removable, side to side, back and forth. It's got the taped up fingers. Got the wrist tape going there, really good. You got the hula hoop up top, so he's got all that extra momentum, extra movement there. You got the waist articulation, very tight waist articulation. You do get the splits, the old Macho Man splits right there. Then you get the thigh cut, double jointed knees, very good. Not a ton of movement there, a little bit hindered by his pants there, but you do get the boot cut, do get the ankle articulation, and then you get that McFarlane patented toe articulation looking really good. Very interesting. You got the design here on the legs. You got the sculpted in kind of tassels going there, which I think I do prefer at the end of the day. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on your stands. Of course, make sure you get the WWE stand for the WWE figures. I think that makes sense. But he does look good. You got the white boots, the black and white attack. I mean, you could almost get a third party or one of the NWO shirts Mattel has released over the years, throw it on here, and you could really have yourself a bootleg Macho Man NWO figure at the end of the day, I think. But it is not bad. It wasn't the total selling point of the set for me, but I think a lot of people, this was. The Macho Man completionists, the Macho Man fans, and I think that's a smart business move on Mattel's part because there's some of those guys on the Mount Rushmore, the Warriors, the Hogans, the Macho Mans, maybe the Austins, maybe the Flairs, maybe that will move the needle, will bring something over the hump because, oh, I can't miss out on this Macho Man figure. And I think it was a smart play by Mattel. I would not be shocked if we don't see something similar, be it an early bird or be it just straight into the package, but give us a heavy hitter name. Most likely Hulk Hogan. It seems like Mattel is Hulk Hogan crazy right now. Knowing you throw that in there, you're going to get people that wouldn't back without that Hulk Hogan. And I think that's just smart business at the end of the day. So I'm here for that every single day. So there's the Macho Man. Let's do some comparisons. How about it? I've been talking NWO Macho Man. And we got a little bit of that right here. So there's the brand new one. Find it at your bargain hunt stores, it sounds like. But it is the Target exclusive NWO Macho Man. Definitely a different sculpt from this one. Similar but different is what we'll call this one. But you do get the different leg sculpts there. So we'll stick that right like that. And then, of course, the first Ultimate Edition Macho Man, a very cool one. Very reminiscent of the Hasbro one back in the day, which was my announcer Macho Man back in the day. And you could, I guess, double it up and use this as your announcer Macho Man if you really wanted to. But we do get Macho Man in his great cowboy gear. Very cool neon cowboy gear. But there's 3 Ultimate Edition Macho Mans. I do truly believe in my heart of hearts next year, mark me down for the prediction. I predicted it this year. It's going to carry over to next year. But I think we're going to get the Macho King as an Ultimate. They're going to run back that ringside exclusive. I think it'll be an Ultimate next year. My gut just tells me it's going to happen. But there's a lot of Macho Man looks they could do. That WrestleMania 3 Macho Man, I wouldn't be shocked to see that in an Ultimate Edition one of these days as well. So, interesting times. Of course, we do have other announcers. They mentioned Vince McMahon. We got a little Vince McMahon announcer if you want to stick him with some different announcers. Bobby the Brain Heenan, of course. There's all kinds of good announcers you can put Macho with. I'm not sure where I'm going to display him. I haven't really thought about it enough, but you got Bobby Heenan with him right there. And then you got his old bitter enemy, old JR. That's the most recent announcer figure we have unboxed on the channel. We'll have Tony Schiavone and Excalibur very soon. Of course, Ringside Collectibles on that one. But a little AEW announcer next to a WWE New Gen announcer, I guess we'll call this one. But all intents and purposes, was it worth the wait? I'll say yeah, because you know what? This, from the day they announced this, I already backed it. I already backed 2 before this was even announced. But for me, being a hardcore wrestling fan, being an elite ultimate collector, this truly felt like a freebie to me. That's how I justified it in my brain. We all do it differently. But this felt like a free figure. So it was worked out for me. The wait was worth it. Is he my favorite of all time? No. Is this my favorite Macho Man figure of all time? No. Is it a top 5? Probably not either. But when you get it as part of a bundle, a really cool bundle, it somewhat feels free. It is the Macho Man. This is a winner all day long and twice on Sunday. And that's my final verdict on this Macho Man. I like it a whole lot. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? All in, all out, picking up, passing. I guess it's kind of past that point of picking up and passing. I guess if you're picking it up off of eBay or a Facebook group or something. But let me know if you got it, if you're happy with it. Did you get multiples? What are your thoughts on this Macho Man Ultimate Edition? Or are you one of the ones out there that says, you know what, I'm good. I'll get this NWO one, or I have this and I'm good. And if that's your case, hey, more power to you for sure. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some, as you guys know. And also, don't forget about the Patreon. Link in the description below, where you can get videos like this earlier than traditional YouTube. You get bonus content. You get exclusive content. You get to be a part of monthly giveaways, Q&As, pizza parties, you name it. There's a lot going on over there at the Patreon. I'd love to have you a part of it. And best of all, you do support the channel over at the Patreon. And you can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget to follow along on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter and _Kyle_Peterson over on Instagram. So for the Macho Man Randy Savage Mattel New Generation Ring Ultimate Edition, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.